praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakabalash.
Double honors unto the apostles. Double honor to the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers that's doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than never. All right, the would-be judges, the 144,000, and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathen nations that look like those heathen nations. This is not a black thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, we say Shalom. All right, and just like the title says, this is much bigger than TikTok. All right, one of the things, if somebody can get whole James, the 5th chapter. TikTok, it was a big money maker. All right, or is, because it's back on. All right, I guess enough people cried, but it's not going to be the same, because now it's going to be American owned, so it's going to change. It's going to be more restrictions. And with this new app, it backfired on them. I watched a video on it, and most of the people fled. I guess most of the people that make the big money, they didn't just want to wait till it shut down. And a lot of those people went over to Red Note. And the problem now with this Red Note, which I'm going to look into myself, is that this Red Note thing is actual Chinese website where Americans are now talking to everyday normal Chinese people, which is showing them real footage, not just MSNBC, CNN propaganda footage of what's going on in China, and showing you how the greatness of China, how pretty it is and clean it is, and this, that, and the other, and and all the good things about it that you don't get to see. And they were saying, a lot of them were telling Americans, you're not free at all. You people think you're free, but you're not free. All right. And like I said, so all that revenue that was being made, and that's what it was all about, because the TikTok shop did a tremendous amount of merchandising. All right. That they did more than YouTube, more than Instagram. All right. And so they were killing them in that department, man. All the little sales, more than Amazon. So that's what that was. It was basically a money grab, and it's also a distraction. So you name it all up. You said you had something to say about this.
Basically, somebody told me that basically the Asian people were saying, like, y'all have to work 2 jobs over here to actually survive, or a couple of jobs to survive. They don't have to do that over there,
Right, because like the other had brought up them videos about them women lamenting on TikTok how they were making struggle meals and all this shit to survive, where through the Red Note influence, we're finding out that the cost of living is way different. You get an apartment for up to $50. He said that since most Chinese people at some point lived in the city, so you'll have, like, say for example, if you don't have any property, your parents will have an apartment in the city, and then that's tax free. Now you can live there. So they're like, the cost of living is down because most people don't keep on getting taxed to death like you do. So like you said, most of these.
And Salaki, brother, and it's funny, I'm listening to you say this, but every day in the media, American media, I'm hearing how China is collapsing and this, that, and the other.
Of course.
But the people, the citizens on this app, are saying opposite.
But see, look at economics, though. You can get a $30,000 electric vehicle in China, $30,000 in American money. And if you was to try to go and buy that same $30,000 here in America, you have to pay $30,000 to China and $30,000 to America for the tariff, which is why they don't bring those economies here.
Yeah, because it's certain cars that you can't even buy.
And bring it into America because it's too economical, and America's not going. And it's way more economical over there. They have about 3 billion people, 2 to 3 billion people over there, and over the last 20 to 30 years, their GDP exponentially has been just going up, up, and up, and up. Why? Because every other country has been invested in China because it's been expanded, and they spend it. And so their GDP is now, America has never had a rival with GDP.
They've actually surpassed them.
Yes,
I just learned. There's a video I actually plan to do a response to, where they talked about something about China
Passing,
passed America
Mm-hmm.
in the using of its yuan or whatever they call their currency, 46% to 42%.
Mhm.
So and in the past, it was like Chinese traded in almost 80% of American dollars to sell their stuff, and now they're using 46% of their own currency, and so they're leading this whole de-dollarization
Yes.
throughout Asia and Europe. Well,
And the
all
BRICS,
Europe
yeah.
is Asia, but it's Eurasia. But they're exactly throughout the BRICS countries.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all backfiring, which is starting to American wealthy people. They're getting to that point to where they're about to howl. All right,
But no, piggybacking off of what Ariala was saying, it's people, Jakes that moved over to Korea over there.
Korea, China.
They saying that they only paying $3 for an Uber to go an hour out.
Yep.
An hour out.
Yeah.
$3. He said, I don't even need a car. What I need a car for? He said, I don't need no car. My food don't even cost that much. I go shopping. I could spend $50 to get a whole thing of groceries.
that sounds about right.
Man, and he was saying, man, I'm living in a luxury apartment. Not no. This is a condo. He in a goddamn condo.
Brother, I can believe it.
Living
I can
nice.
believe it. I remember when I was in Thailand, I had a $20 bill was 5,000 baht. So I had a luxury room with the air conditioning, with the damn, with the everything in it, all the amenities, man.
Yeah.
And it, yeah. 20, but man, a $20 bill was worth 500 baht, and that was back then, right? So I can only imagine, you know.
Jake said, I ain't moving back. He said, why would I move back? He said, and he's like, I only work one job. He said, I only work
But
one job.
that makes sense, man. After jiu-jitsu, somebody grabbed that James over.
After
we trained the other at the pit the other day, me and the brother went to the grocery store, and I bought just a few things because I knew the little guys, you know, was coming over. So I went and bought some stuff, and I had like 70. I had 4 little bags, and it was $75. I was like, God damn. And I'm sitting and I'm thinking, I remember going to the store with my mother, and when we would have 2 full grocery carts overflowing.
Yeah.
And it was $200. It was $200 for 2 overflowing grocery carts.
I remember them days.
All right. You know,
Yeah,
and yeah, because because we would fill up. We had the refrigerator in the basement. And, yeah. So yeah, I was like, damn, and that was, you know, way back then. But I'm like, and I'm looking at these little bags, and I'm looking at this cart and how these little bags fit in this cart. I'm like, God damn. This shit and the quality, and all we eat is poison, man.
Yeah.
But go ahead and bring out that scripture, bro.
This is James chapter 5, verse 1. It says, Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and you shall eat your flesh as it were fire.
Right. So and the rest of it is a witness against them because of all the inflation and the debt that's attached to the crypt. I mean, that to the what they call fractional reserve currency, which is the U.S. All right, it's coming back to bite them in the ass because nobody is a witness against them. Nobody wants to use it anymore.
Right. Yeah.
All right, and that's why more and more NATO EU nations are turning toward China to join on with BRICS with Russia, as Japan just did.
That's another sign that we're at the end.
That's another sign we're at the end. And I never thought I figured Japan would ride just a bunch of dumbasses, but you remember that that one guy who came from a Shogun bloodline. All right, he's one of the people in charge now, and he said that Japan's honor must be restored against the West. So I only take that one way, right? Especially when you used to watch all them old samurai movies and shit. You know, he said, well, my honor means to be restored. That means somebody about to get hacked to pieces. The shit about to go down.
Japan is a big supplier of chips. They make a lot of chips.
Well, Taiwan, and that's why they're fighting for that area. Yeah, Taiwan. Which is why they're fighting over there to begin with. Like the other was talking about how the eye is going to be there because it's U.S. and Taiwan that are basically fighting to use them chips to basically
and see and the thing is that's a fight that America can't lose, especially without Japan. You got
That's what
the
I'm
Marine
saying.
bases there, naval bases there.
Right.
All right, all in Okinawa. So no, Japan not with America. What do you think is already happened to all them bases is there?
They asked the political.
That shit that's over. And the people of Okinawa have been trying to get those big military bases off that island for decades, man. And they done fucked that island up. The Marines had fucked up those jungles. They are full of plastics and poisons and shit, all kind of chemicals. The water all fucked up. They didn't fuck that island up, man.
They asked a political commentator that was basically a Republican. They basically told him that if Mexico would be a threat, if they were looking to join BRICS, would that put them in a position where then they'd be a threat and action would be taken against them? So, United States is isolating itself from Canada and then from one of their largest partners, which is trade partners, which is Mexico, right?
Yeah.
And he basically said, well, by Mexico applying to BRICS, what does that mean, or what does that imply? And they basically said that they can be listed as a threat to come after them because they're our partners, because they're at our border. And then they're like, oh, kind of like Ukraine, and they're like,
shit, right.
Yeah, they're like,
right, exactly. Then they want to shut up, but finish that, brother. And I think Sim Benji is sitting on something. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, Pete treasured together for the last days.
Pause. Breathe, brother.
Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth.
Yeah, man. So look, the Lord heard the cries of the Israelites, and the Lord sees even the wickedness that you do to even the heathen nations. Because guess what? Those heathen nations belong unto us, man.
That's
the Lord said they were all created for our sakes. All right. Those are our damn heathen. And so everything that that their whole substance, their whole heritage, their whole posterity, we're supposed to be getting a portion of that as being the Lord's elect and chosen people, man. All right. And Esau has set up a false system so that he can receive that. And look what it's doing. It's failing. It's imploding on itself. Everybody about to pew each other. All right?
And they can stop the shit. But Esau just so wicked, he ain't gonna do it. You know, another thing with that TikTok shit, a lot of people been buying a lot of herbs from China that you can't get in the United States.
Oh yeah.
So they've been getting a hold of a lot of the different herbs that you can't get here.
Mm-hmm.
Been helping people.
A lot of doctors that spoke up. I got
too.
a couple videos that I downloaded from TikTok, which I imagine with this new owners, they probably gonna delete those videos. But the doctor talking about the whole C thing, can't really bring it up. But he just said, I'm tired of the lies and I'm tired of not speaking up. And he just went in. And it's insane how much evidence proved that everything we said negative about it is absolutely fucking true. All right, and with people who took the Band-Aid, all right, we're gonna call it that. That are still getting sick, and especially the people who took multiple Band-Aids, and then we have that info that we got from Chicago PD via the fire department, within Chicago's law enforcement, that message that went out from them about about all the sudden death and the myocarditis and all and all the other shit that's fucking people up. Women can't have babies, men can't produce the sperm to make babies. They really have fucked people up, man. All right, and then Biden, blocks. He puts a block on lawsuits from any of the Band-Aid companies to 2029. Yeah. So it's like they're pretty much admitting. Why would you need to do that? And then why would you need to exonerate or pardon, give a guy a pre-pardon?
Right.
That little fucking weasel. Why'd you have to give him a pre-pardon? Why? Because that Trump is getting ready to bring the ruckus concerning all that shit. So all them people are afraid of not to mention that the Diddy list came out. So and it's right there with it. So there's a lot of Edomites on that list. A whole lot of very big, powerful Hollywood people and names and and royal people and shit like that. But anyway,
they don't need them no more though.
Like we said, the more important issues that are happening is being ignored, man. as these rich men are starting to howl. That's why they complaining. That's why they try to make it political. When the only really political issue is over currency, over who's going to control the world reserve currency, and how we were listening to that a-hole Adolf that called into the show, and basically gave you the breakdown that making America great is all about the support of white supremacy and making America what we were saying all along. When exactly was America great? And he just said, well, when white people was controlling it. Basically, when I could shoot you, slap you, get my pickup and drag your daughter out to the woods, rape her as much as I want, and drop her ass off, and wouldn't shit happen to me. And if your son spoke up, we beat his ass and hang him from a fucking tree. And and then we go to school and church the next day like it never happened.
Thank you, Lord.
And speak to you. Right, wish you a good morning when we walk by your house, like you never fucking did it. That's in their mind when America was fucking great.
It was worse than that. They didn't do it the next day like it did happen. They boasted about it.
You're right.
They're sending postcards. This is the queue we had last week. Look at this hanging. You still see the picnic. You still see the postcards today. They bragged about this shit. Yeah, kind of. We done with that?
I'm done, brother. You.
This is Habakkuk 2, and I'm gonna start at 5. I'm gonna start at 5, right? I'm gonna start at 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man. Either keepeth their home, who enlarges desirous hell, and is as death. That's why they destroy wherever they set up their military bases there, they marine base, whatever they destroy. Even in Hawaii, which is part of America, they own fucking land that they took over, really. All right, they fucked them up down there, man.
Crystal Meth going crazy.
Fuck the
lot of homeless too.
Yeah.
And it fucked up the water. Yeah, the majority of the homeless the majority of the homeless population in Hawaii are actual Japhetic people who are native to the land.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All the people that are living deliciously are the whites and the Japanese that are there.
Yeah.
Right, but the majority of the Hawaiians, are living really bad, man. They living in projects and shit.
Yeah.
And the ones that are not living in projects, rolling around like they're in LA somewhere in fucking lowriders with fucking dark glasses on and bandanas and shit. Crip walking, fucking 400-pound, 1,000-pound bench pressing, Japhetic dude.
Yeah.
Right?
They put it in there.
Crip walking and shit. But the ones that are not living like that, ghetto ass out, they living on the beaches, broke. But see, that's the thing is that in Hawaii, just like in Puerto Rico, food grows in the wild. So they living in tents and shit on the beach, on the edge of the beach by the jungles and shit. And so you can just pick fruit off the tree, and eat. You can go fishing. You right by the oceans, by the rivers and lakes and shit.
They put it in that movie Lilo and Stitch, and another movie showing how they fucking over the they showing you how they fucking over the Japhetics over there. How they got them all living on the beach and basically in slavery, basically.
Damn.
And those different rings. Whatever Esau set their bases up, marine bases, military bases, army bases, whatever it is, they fuck the damn citizens up, man. They rape them bitches. Yep. All right, they get drunk in bar fights. You trained and just beating up the locals. They do a lot of little shit. But this back in 2, is the same thing in Japan. Like the other night was talking about, right? And it says death that cannot be satisfied, but gather to him all nations, people to him all people. Shall not always take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, both to him that increases that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, which thick clay means heavy debt. And American debt is it can never be paid off.
No.
It's too high.
Which makes America the biggest hypocrites when it comes to their credit ratings on their citizens. Because the government is defaulted on this debt, but yet they'll tell you that you have 400 credit, he has 600 credit, he got 700 credit. But then what about you people? What's your credit when you can't pay any of your bills?
Right.
And you've created a debt-based money.
Right.
How the fuck do you get to decide? So this is an unjust.
It's even more unjust than that. Once they made those new deals, they sold every single U.S. citizen to the government through the IRS and the Social Security bonds and your birth certificate.
Yep.
So according to the United States and the Supreme Court law, every debt that you owe is liable by the United States government because they have ownership of you. So what they do is make you work and double dip and make you pay them back your own debt that the government's supposed to be paying back.
Yeah.
So the government is making trillions of dollars, taxing, making what for the Fed. The corporations are making their money.
And how is a system like that supposed to just stay?
It can't stand because all they do is print more money.
How? Bring it out, brother.
This is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 4. Know you not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. And like the elder was saying, man, that's hella hypocritical. Like the people that got the worst credit score in the world will deny you something because of your credit score.
Yes.
That's blatant hypocrisy.
When all they do is they default on their own and just print more. Oh, you want some money in Ukraine? We'll go ahead and just print more. Turn the prints off.
Right, but if you print some shit, they want to put you under their prison.
Yeah. Because the crazy thing is, when you apply for credit, you apply for your own shit.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they're
And
not supposed to deny you.
They can't deny you unless you don't know the law. And if you don't check them, which 99% of people, I'm talking Esau and Jake, it doesn't matter. 99% of the people don't know the real system behind the system. So when you go to buy you the car, and then they turn around and for 2 hours they're on the phone call in the back. For 2 hours, they're going to the treasury, getting the full payment, and then set up. Now you got to pay me with interest. And if you don't, I'm going to take the car back on top of already got paid.
That's how you know the system is about to collapse.
Yeah.
Because you got American citizens that are actually accessing
the treasury.
Their treasury now because because of what? The internet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All
that's really why they want to get rid of TikTok.
That's the written that they want to because a lot of that information. A lot of the information on a lot of the programs that they got going on that are completely crooked and illegal according to the law of the land. Title 4D being one of them. And a lot of that is on TikTok. A lot of lawyers and ex-lawyers and ex family support workers and IRS workers are telling you, giving you the true skinny. Right? And then so what people don't realize is that it's true. That your social security number is connected to a bank account that's worth millions. All right, is worth millions, and that and certain people have the knowledge to access it, and then you can use your own social security number to pay off debts and purchase shit.
Fiduciary.
Fiduciary, exactly, brother.
You might know.
So exactly.
Break it down.
So you become the because I got papers in the mail. For the code, basically no one can touch my social security number. They have to actually have an access code to do it now. So certain people can't come after your bank account and shit like that. But see, they don't want citizens to know and understand that sort of thing. Because if everybody did it, then you could be just like them.
That's right. That's why they took civics out of the schools too. So you don't have access to the full law to know your full ramifications, what you can do.
Yeah.
Back in college and high school, you were taught civics. And I'm talking about the inner mechanism of the court, the system, the law, the whole nine. They don't teach it.
Yeah, they took that away in the early 80s for the most part.
But as more people get hip, the thing is they just gonna change the goalpost.
They gonna change
the whole thing. Yeah, that's exactly it. Y'all the whole thing with the chip is free or bond, rich or poor. So it don't matter. You get your straw man and cancel it.
Exactly.
They don't give a fuck.
They
free or bond.
They gonna just the horns just gonna come out and say, "Let our strength be the law of justice."
That's what we get into because that's what we get into because all this is going to lead up to the rebellion because people are starting to defeat the system and they can't have that.
Exactly.
So, like you said, they're gonna just pull off the mask.
Right. If it wasn't for you, kids.
Right. They just the devil. Right. They gonna pull. You gonna think it's a devil mask? He gonna pull off the mask. It's still the devil. you know. And he gonna let look. We the devil. We the deceivers.
That's it.
Right. And right. So
we change your shit around.
Right. And look. So now we not asking you for it. We taking your shit.
That's it.
All right, and I'm about to send these robots and these super soldiers and all these
and
fucking
these drones.
right and to go exactly, and that's what they're about to do, man. That's what we're heading for.
Right. Hey, at the end of the day, hey, you found us out. Well, hey, survival of the fittest.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Now find out the next thing we about to do.
Find out which FEMA kept your ass going.
Let me just use this pin.
You know they get right, and you know they got them camps. You know they're gonna have them camps for those people that there's no return.
That's right.
And then they're gonna have the camps for the people that that's gonna take the stripes and be good little doing worker bees, good little worker ants. But then you they got those that they know are rebellious and gonna be on that fuck you. If I get my hands loose from these shackles, I'm putting them around your neck.
The red
Exactly. So they know that the difference between it's kind of like the difference between 501c3 sellout camps,
right.
And then people who really risk their lives and freedom
to
push the word
right.
of Yahweh Shema Shai, and those who taking payments and changing up the doctrine and thinking they're gonna have an easy way out.
And they're gonna have a root awakening too,
and not teaching the flock that those days are coming.
That's right.
Like it's not gonna happen, man. It's like if you take that Band-Aid, you're not gonna get myocarditis or some shit or worse.
Well, they don't really believe in the Lord anyway. They
Clearly,
because if you believe in the Most High, you wouldn't even have to trust in your system. You trusted in Esau's field.
Yeah,
So
we don't need a 501c3 to be tax exempt.
No, but if you want to live free, if you want to live good and live pleasurably,
that's so crazy,
right?
See, but you give credence to them because you don't need the 501c3. There's churches that went without the 501c3 and they stayed small and they take their about the
no matter how
You
big
just
the
gotta
church
say
is,
you
you can be a mega church.
Yeah, true.
I looked it up the last time I mentioned it. Yeah, you don't need it at all. That's
You
bullshit.
just say you a church.
So they on bullshit.
Yeah,
that's the point.
Yep.
And they, like he said, they don't believe in the Lord.
This is back in Habakkuk 2. I'm gonna read this verse over. Should not all this take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his. Woe means destruction. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And this goes back to that your gold and silver is cankered. All right, your proverbial gold, now for one, is no more gold and silver. They put the whole world on a debt-based system when they got rid of the gold standard for the world. Bread and wood, that's right. All right, so now the whole world is on a debt-based system. Now the whole world is ready to burn her with fire, like it says in James 5. They shall eat you with fire. All right? The whole world is fucking, no matter what happens next, when the dollar crashes, no matter how good these countries prepare themselves, their economies crash together.
Right.
Which is perfect because it allows for what the chip to be put and set up in place. That's the answer, right?
And that song from something a small one of those Hobbit movies. Dude was talking about we gonna all burn together.
Yeah.
You know, you just made me think about it, bro. They're gonna all burn. Basically, he's saying when we go down. One of them movies.
That's my shit.
Yeah, he says when we go down, we gonna all burn together.
And that's what they set up with. So it says,
that's my series.
shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for buoys unto them. That's exactly what the elder Malcolm said in the midst of that James 5. What Japan says, we must restore honor to Japan against the West. These other countries are ready to, they realize they got a crappy deal. All right, that you've been fucking them over, and that's Nahum the 3rd chapter. All right, that's why it says the prancing horses. All right, the bodies in the streets. There will be invasions in America. These countries are pissed off, man. And they fucked the world up, man.
That's right.
All right, and you tricked them to get on a damn debt-based system. All right, you gave them this fucking bullshit dream, all going to be oppression.
Right.
That's why this place is called the oppressing city.
Right.
America.
Hey,
Amara, bitter ka to you.
Right.
America by his name is, if you come over here, it's bitter to you. Whoever the fuck come over here.
Right.
And I just want to say this from what you said. Don't think that Japan ancestors don't forget and remember Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Well, that's what the elder Malcolm was saying.
Yeah, because that was not, I was only 30, 40, 50 years ago, descendants upon descendants. They're looking at grandmama, great grandmama, oh, they got dropped in the bomb. That's still fresh.
Ain't no forgetting that.
Yeah, because that's fresher than slavery. So you know they remember that shit. That's why that young Shogun dude just said that you know the Japan's still needs to redeem its honor against the West.
Right.
They have not forgotten.
They still got
Verse
big ass bodies.
Habakkuk 2:8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land of the city and of all that dwell therein. So, I gotta read the next verse. Woe to him that coveted the evil covenants to his house, he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people and hast sinned against thy soul. So East America and Esau in general, but mainly America, all you have left next is destruction. The whole world is against you. Hey, what it say? All you that bend the bow, aim it to Babylon. You're fucked, man.
Perfect.
I got scripture. This is Psalms 37, 35 and 38. Psalms 37 and 35. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. 38. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. So that's like you said, everybody wants to abandon this motherfucker and say, hey, let the chips fall where they lay. Let them fall where they go fall. We go put ourselves away from America and they money, they debt-based system and everything else. And wherever they wind up, let them wind up.
I got a quick
Bring it out.
This is Isaiah 10 and 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees of right grievousness which they have prescribed. Like these devils gonna try to just put their own bullshit anyway. So no matter how much you think that you're gonna try to come against them, they're gonna just change every goddamn thing, any goddamn way, and put you with an MOTB, and then you're gonna have to be a total slave to their ass anyway. Man.
Like Yak said, they moved the Gold Coast. That's what happened. I beat them in their own court of law. All right, and they changed the Gold Coast. The Gold Coast. All right,
Change the game.
They changed the game. Right, they got around their own law. You know, right? You gotta be quicker than that.
That's it.
Give me that they should all burn them with fire. I got that again, brother.
Oh, yeah, this is James chapter 5 and verse 3. It says, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and it shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. And it says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which of you is kept back by pride, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter.
Right. So you got this damn devil talking about some white supremacy to make America great again shit. Niggas are stealing jobs. No, you hired niggas for cheap labor. In fact,
you hired spiggers for cheap labor.
Yeah, the only reason slavery so-called ended, quote unquote, it didn't. It just became corporate slaves. But the only reason it ended in America is the same reason it ended in England, which happened in England first. It was because if they continue to have free labor, there would be no need to hire crackers. So they said, well, let's go ahead and end slavery. Therefore, we can have a so-called job market. It was bullshit. So we can have a fake job market for you crackers.
Right, because the poor crackers didn't have shit. Only the wealthy ones. All right. But
so really, we did niggas was stolen. You act like we wanted to be over here and working for your ass and getting paid cheap labor. All right, getting paid cheap for rigorous labor. Right. That's madness, man. You think niggas want to pick your cotton? You think niggas wanted to work in your steel mills before they had some sort of safety regulations? All right, you think niggas wanted to do that? All right,
Niggas don't want to do that.
That's madness, man. Hey, niggas would gladly trade spaces with you and let you go do that shit and let you get fucked over while the company is making just throwing a number out there, 40 million, and the whole workforce is making 10,000.
Come on, man.
Just to put a fraction to it.
And that's how it is, man.
It was crazy too. These Edomites, these kids of the Edomites that was plumbers, that was in the steel mills, they told their kids to go to college. Right? A lot of these kids, they fucking soft and weak, man. They don't want to. Esau kids don't want to go work in the steel mill. They don't want to go. Hey,
They want to sit behind a desk.
Right. They don't want to even do that.
Jake running to the steel mill like, well, you don't want it. So they giving a job to who the fuck want it, because they gotta keep their company running, so they ain't got no choice.
Now,
You know what I mean? So yeah, I've been in the steel mill. They treat Jake like shit.
Of course,
Like
like
shit.
Yeah.
And then Esau, like, man, these motherfuckers will talk to you like literally like you a slave in that month. Like
And
literally.
then they know you want
Flat
that
out.
job, so they know if you know
they
you
talk
right.
to you
And
like
you see
shit.
people get fired. So guy that want to keep his car. Now you got a car, you got a house, you got
Nice
you got a
thing.
wife, you got right, you get debt, you got a wife, you got children. So so you like shit. If I run my mouth, if I punch this mother, I'm gonna lose my job. So
Toby wants to stay, man. So
right,
Toby's a good boy.
right,
Toby wants to stay.
right, and then Toby gonna snap on other niggas.
Right.
Niggas to keep them in line.
To keep his job.
Right.
Yeah.
And they gonna you a good boy, Toby. I do like you. We gonna keep Toby around. Here,
Say, that's okay. Toby can stay.
Hey, but that goes into the scripture. The pit you dig, you gonna fall into it.
But look, I put up those lyrics, man. I wanna read some of them. This is from the name of the song is I See Fire. Right? And fire is coming. And it says, oh misty eye of the mountain below, keep careful watch over my brother's souls. And should the sky be filled with fire and smoke, keep watching over Durham's sons. If this be the end and fire, then we shall all burn together. Watch the flames climb high into the night, calling out, "Oh Father, stand by, and we will watch the flames burn up Auburn on the mountainside high. If we should die tonight, then we should all die together. Raise a glass of wine for the last time." So Esau knows that that this is his time is up. And this dude is a Jake too. This old redhead, and he just a pale ass nigga. He
Ginger nigga.
Yeah, he just a ginger nigga, exactly. But nevertheless, the song is heavy, man. It's heavy, and the Lord is about to bring fire upon Babylon. All right, and from its former friends and allies, right. and its friends and allies don't feel like they're friends at all, man. Right, like Joanna always jokes about E2 Brutus, E2 Bruti, right?
You know, no cliche saying, with friends like you, I don't need it.
Exactly.
I got scripture. This is
no kidding.
This is Revelations 12. I'm gonna start in 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and them that dwell in them, which is talking about the hopefully elect. So all this shit that's going on, the Lord telling us to rejoice, right?
Yep.
It says, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time.
He knoweth he has but a short time, so he gonna be treacherous as fuck, man.
Yes.
That was his movie. I'm forgetting the name of the movie, man, but it was about a Russian legion, a small group, not a legion, but a small group, like a recon group. They got caught behind enemy lines, and as they were trying to get away. And this is one of the movies that proved that Jake was in the Roman army. That was, because there was a Jake with them, and it was, and they were scattered. They got fucked up in battle, and they were trying to run and get up out of there, and so they were all trying to make it back. And you had little pockets of them, like 2 or 3 of them here, 2 or 3 of them here. And this is one. The Jake is with the white dude, and the white dude is injured, and he trying to help him, and they running, and it wasn't even soldiers on their ass. It was a pack of fucking wolves.
Damn.
All right, but they had their swords and some of their armor on, but they trying to go. And so the dude and the Jake is fast as fuck. So the dude's like, cried out, and so Jake went back to help him, and he slipped Jake's hamstring, and he limped off. And left Jake to fucking fight to the death against the wolves and shit. You cannot trust, huh?
Never trust that.
You can't give me that in second entrance, man. And so America is showing its teeth, man. It is a ravening wolf, man. It's a fucking beast with rabies.
Right.
Right. He's gonna bite you and you're gonna go mad and be alphabet and all kind of weird shit. Paint your fingernails and just strange weird shit like that fighter last night. That shit was so fucking aggravating, man. You know?
That's why I got his ass beat.
Yeah, he did catch the flop, didn't he?
This is Rock 12.
Took away his power.
And man, I'm gonna start at let me start at 8. It says a friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hid in adversity.
Perfectly, because thinking on that movie when they were drinking and being soldiers, that was his homie. When he was in battle, they fighting together and clashing the swords, and but as soon as shit got bad, and it came down to right, and it wasn't like my man's have still been helping him the whole time,
right?
And he's like, fuck, he realized, shit, I'm too slow, man. I ain't fast as this motherfucker. And he did what he did. And Jake gullible ass went back there to help him, and he trying to help him up, but he hamstrung his ass.
Damn, that's some bullshit.
And this nigga on the ground hobbling with a sword with a fucking pack of wolves coming at his ass.
Man, I was trying to kill that Edomite right there and let
he wasn't expecting it. The dude cut him and ran off. He was like, if he knew the dude was treacherous, he just would have kept running. But that's why the Lord told us to never trust thy fucking enemy.
Right. It says in the prosperity of a man's enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the scriptures say, prove a friend, man. All right, because a friend gonna be there through thick and thin, man. That's why the Lord called the prophets his friends. But Esau, this nigga, time and time again, has shown you he your enemy. It's like the scriptures say, in his prosperity, your enemy gonna be grieved. Nigga, that's why Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma happened.
Yep.
That's why Black Wall Street. I mean, what's the other one in Chicago?
The Black Belt.
The Black Belt. That's why that happened. That's why Brownsville happened. That's why that happened. Right? Because Esau, he was grieved to see Jacob.
All them drowned towns and burned towns across America, man. All right, which was a plan. Well, that means that the Edomites, they didn't have cell phones, so they was on the tap.
Morse code.
It was Morse code.
Jake didn't see it coming.
We gonna get these niggas. Man. I don't even think the phone had come out yet. So yeah.
To this day,
they planned this. This was a planned thing. So that means that city governments and police officers, everybody was in fucking involved.
To this day, the Tulsa, Oklahoma, whatever, the Air Force, the Army, and all Army, that's the only time all parts of the United States Army actually went in and took them down. There was never ever an attack on American soil to even they consider because they sent the military, the Air Force, the whole nine. They did the whole nine. They sent Air Force, the Army man, the tapes, the troops, the whole nine.
They dropped bombs on them.
Yes. And that's not the first time either. They've done that several times. Yep.
And this was
police dropped bombs in Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore. Out the helicopter.
On J communities, man.
Yeah.
That scripture come to life because I remember when I was 16, this Edomite, he was an old ass, and I think he was a fucking one of them elites. To be honest, one of them fucking elites. He dropped some money, and one of my guys, when he gave him the fucking money, I'm like, oh, fuck would he get his old ass Edomite the money? And then Edomite said, why would you give me this money? He said, after all the things we did to y'all.
They recognize it.
He probably dropped it on purpose.
He said, you should have kept this money. And you should have kept this money and walked away with it. He said, because I would have did the same thing. I would have took this. I wouldn't have gave this.
Did he give him anything? Like, here you go.
He didn't even give him the money back.
He just get right. So he gave you some. I gave you some. Here's a tip for you. That man should have kept it.
Stupid.
Wow.
Yeah, he would have kept it.
That was the crazy part. But that didn't show you that he was saying that never trust your enemy. He was letting us know that. And I'm like, and I'm just listening to him, but it dawned back to me because I'm like, damn, that was probably one of those fucking elites, man.
I think it was.
He was old as fuck, bro.
He just was
Just
a real
Edomite
he was
with
a real
somebody.
Edomite that
Told you the truth.
that just
I'm
yeah.
a snake.
Right? This verse 11. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. So just because he act like he's doing some type of good to you,
right?
all right? Because look what Planned Parenthood did. Look what the Section 8 did.
Right.
It may seem like he was doing something good, but that's why you got a bunch of little monsters running around. These little niggas really have no. They living in the fucking video game.
And did you hear what Vance said? His first, Vance said,
them
right.
shysters.
But Vance said his mission asked Vance, the vice president, when you come in, what's your first thing that you're going to attack as vice president? He said, Section 8 and the fraud in it. So all them bitches who've been living in Section 8 all those years.
But he's not going to attack the fraud in Title 4 either.
Oh, no. He will go to the niggas that been taking Section 8.
Well, but there's more Edomites on Section 8.
He finna fuck his own.
No,
he finna fuck
them too. Anybody who's been using the system, according to them, and one of the nigga women who work for Section 8, she came out too and said, don't think that we don't know where y'all at. We don't think that we don't know what y'all doing when y'all do in other cities and y'all moving around. She said, we see a paper trail for everything y'all do. And they're about to come. And basically, if you
good, that's what them bitches get.
I'm happy for them.
All right, they chose the system over their man. They had all these goddamn kids and don't know, and those are the same ones that grow up and be shooting people in the gas station. Run around in tight ass jeans with masks on.
I mean, when you go to the
how you gonna say tight jeans?
With a Glock in his purse.
Right. Because when you go to these row houses, that's all that's in there. When you go to the row houses, I worked in them. When you go to the Dearborns, when you go to Cabrini Green, the little row houses that's left, it's all a nigga woman. Ain't no man in there. It's the nigga woman with their badass kids.
Oh, well, they boyfriend.
Right.
Or they boyfriends.
Living in there legally.
Right.
Yeah, them niggas live with them.
Come on, bro. We know.
No, they actual men, the father, their children don't live with them. The other niggas live with them.
It be the little niggas that's cracking them.
It's a rotating going. Whatever they fucking that week.
Right. That's it. Like fresh fruit, baby.
Yeah, right.
I got a question.
Bring it out, brother.
This Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Right? He has an agenda behind everything, man. Even though it seems sweet and shit like that, the welfare, the Section 8, and this and that, he has a whole thing behind it, man. Right. This is war. It's been fucking war.
Hey, what's the other?
And the main goal was to destroy the family, man.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what they did. And now that's very same system is destroying Edomites, white families. Now the same shit is happening to them. You got ghetto ass Edomite women with a whole bunch of baby daddies, the same and white dudes. All right. So the same shit is you. So the same shit. They doing the same shit. White women got multiple baby daddies that's fucking white. All right, they doing the same damn shit, man. So now it's destroying their family. And then of course you do have a whole bunch of white girls. They got because there's a common joke among white people. Every time they see a white girl with a melanated baby, they just assume she's a single mom because Tyrone is gone. That's a joke, right?
Now the funny thing is that they've done studies. If you take, they did it to animals, they did it to humans, and when they did humans, I'm talking about multicultural. You take, I don't care what group of people you would take. If you take all the resources out and give them limited resources, you take all their ways of making money out. I don't care what society. If it was, they did it with monkeys, they're going to start acting a fool and raiding the other monkeys and being what you call a terror or just a nigger. The same thing that would be for any other so-called race. It doesn't matter. So when America's doing over here into America, now everybody's a nigga. They're making Esau a nigga. They're making China nigga. Whoever's over here who doesn't have an upper echelon, multi-billion-dollar level, it's no more middle class. It's either you fucking rich or you're fucking poor.
That's right.
They showing that in the new Squid Game season 2. When they was doing, I ain't gonna say too much, but this know what you just said. They was doing that, showing some nigga shit, bro. It was a lot of nigga shit going on.
It was based off a true story too.
That shit, wow.
Yeah, that's a experience. I said it. Oh, 2 nights ago.
Yeah. And then right inside, because the damn Squid Games is like them inside the FEMA camps or some shit.
Oh, and they said it's based off a true story.
Yeah,
they really had some games going on. Okay.
Yeah, I heard that it may be some truth behind it.
Yeah, it's true, surely. It was a work camp for FEMA camp, like you said.
And yeah, so they said we're gonna play some games. You want to get out of here? This is what you got. If you survive, you get to go home or some shit.
They were still in their organs.
The movie happened first. Remember years ago, like 3, 4, 5 years ago, the movie came out and the movie the bitch said, "Yeah, rich people really do this crazy shit."
The Hunch.
It was a wedding. It was funny guys.
Oh no! Yeah. Shit, yeah.
I know what he's talking about.
Because they used to worship the devil. They had to play.
When she went over,
hide and seek. That's what it was.
Hide and seek. Yeah, that's it. Hide and seek.
Yeah. You was going to put me onto it.
What do you mean when the chick went overseas to meet her Edomite family?
No, she brought the dude to the family. They was gonna get married.
Right.
But the tradition was they had.
And it was called hide and seek, though.
Yeah.
Called hide and seek.
Okay.
Yeah. And then and the whole family was like demonic as fuck.
Yeah. At the end, the devil came in his seat. The devil came in the seat.
Yeah, he was. They had a seat empty in case he shows up.
Yeah.
He showed up.
It's not called hide and seek.
Yeah, but it's not called hide and seek though. That's what I'm. Yeah,
but they
that's not it.
So they play. That's the game they use.
Yeah. Yeah,
and they still
ready or not, Elder.
There we go.
Whoever of the people that died in the spirit game, they steal their fucking organs or their eyes and use them, and then give it to more wealthier people. So the more wealthier people,
it's just like it's just like they say that people who put organ donor on their license plates typically end up dead.
Yeah,
especially if you're healthy. They got all your records. It's like, so they make this an easy database. So you figure if you some Rothschild type motherfucker, it's like, oh, say that, oh shit, this
nigga say he put down that he's
21. He's O positive. Oh shit, he's O negative. No, when you O, you can give to anyone.
And especially Jake is O.
Especially if you O, but if you O negative,
that's me.
All right. So if you O negative, you super special.
I would know.
So
that's fucked up.
Oh no, because so am I. I mean, when I was in the Marine Corps, they told me I didn't know what the fuck he meant until someone explained it to me later. He said, "Shit, son, you go down, we put you on ice." So now I know because and guess what? Most Native Americans are O negative, right? The majority of natives are O negative. That's why and it says something about O negative and endurance and the running and the strength. Yeah, so they want that O negative. But O negative is a universal. They can donate to all blood types, but they can only receive blood from another O negative. So if you're not, O negative get hurt, they fuck. Right, but they can actually donate to anyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they showing in the Street Fighter games. They talk about the blood types. They say you get O negative or this and that. They tell you that they've been programming motherfuckers for a long time, even in the fucking games, to let you know, like nigga, we coming to steal your fucking organs.
Why? So once again, you put you put that information on your driver's license, and now they just have it's just a tap, a few computer strokes, and they got all your information, and then you could just be met with an accident, make it look like an accident, right? Or the white guys put on those prosthetic masks, and the prosthetic hands that come all the way up to their elbows. Put on the tight jeans and the shiesty.
Don't hit him here,
right?
Hit him here,
right?
You need that
exactly. So.
Hit him in his head. Don't
right.
Right.
When we want the organ, so they roll up and and do the thing, right? And then they put it on the news. Look what these niggas are doing to each other. Yes, and you think that this is we're not making this shit actually happens, man. All right, this is the type of things that they do, man.
In the hospitals too. And when you I was watching Evil, right? And Spirit had me, pick it back up. But they show you, and the dude in the hospital, he said, "Look, man, don't talk to these nurses. Don't be getting cool with them. Because us like this, we don't live too long in place. It always be some mysterious accident or a medical something happened.
Yep.
When you in, you be fine, and the next minute you gone. Yep. But they show you that the nurses and the doctors are in cahoots. Mm-hmm. And then it showed the Roman Catholic Church too, how they behind all that shit, and how they take your organs, they sacrifice you and take your fucking organs, man. So in most hospitals are funded by what? The Catholic Church, St. James, Aunt Martha's, all them motherfuckers outside. Them are Catholic-owned hospitals,
And there's a communication that goes on in the hospitals that 99% of regular people have no idea. Soon as a child is born, is a call made, say, there's another child born to put you into the system, put you to the That's why they don't want you to have a baby that's not in the hospital. If you do a home birth, they really don't want you doing the home birth unless it's all tied into them, because then they can't.
They can put some sort of paperwork connection to it. Right. Contractual law. You got to remember everything in Babylon is contractual law, man.
Right.
This is Psalms 140:1. A psalm of David. Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart continually. They gather together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like
he said they gather mischief continually. That goes into that Proverbs, I believe, where it said they can't even go to sleep unless they come up with some new way to come. They lose sleep at night until they find another way to defraud you. Go ahead.
Continually they gather together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Selah. Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man.
Read that over, man, and then pause after that. Selah. It's a point. Go ahead.
They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their tongue. Their lips. Selah.
That goes back to the garden. All right, that serpent in the garden was not a damn snake. It had legs. Right. If you talk and then he got cursed and slithered. No, that was the wicked that spoke lies, man. That's why the pause is right there. It was a deeper, revelation to it, man. Revelation 12 also says the old serpent called the devil while talking about the Roman army. Esau Edom is the serpent that was in the garden, man. That's right. That's his line. That's what he starts with, right there.
Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purposed to overthrow my going.
That's the bloody man. That's Cain, the murderer. Yep. Right. That's that, and that's very astute, because that's the through line. The Lord says, follow the precepts, precept upon precept, precept upon precept. Follow the serpent precept. You'll find out who the fucking serpent is, and his mechanisms, and his traits, and his whole MO. And that's how we're supposed to know who he is today. If we're watching the Spirit of the Lord and these scriptures, and we're looking outside and seeing what we see today. Look at what one nation that has not had part of our spoils. You will see every goddamn nation has had a part of our spoils. Who spearheaded? Esau fucking Edom.
Hey, the scriptures referred to Cain as the devil for one. This is John 8:44. Ye are your father the devil, and the lust of your father which ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning.
And the first thing you have to do is go back to wherever the scriptures say who was the first fucking registered murderer from the beginning.
Yeah, that's right.
And it turned out to be fucking Esau in disguise. God damn it. All right, Cain and fucking Abel.
Blackface Esau.
Come on, blackface Esau, man. And that's why the Lord took it. And that's why the Lord took his Salakia. That's why the Lord took his melanin. All right. And I've been meditating on the scripture.
Yeah, imagine about living in a world with the sun.
Yes.
And you have no protection from it.
Come on, brother.
That's a hell of a curse,
Hey,
man.
that's the proof.
All right.
That's the proof that they're the goddamn devil, because the Lord said he took his fucking melanin,
like
man.
a fucking vampire.
What's crazy? What's
Out
crazy?
in the shadows.
What's funny?
Speaking from the cave door, but don't want to go out in the sun.
What's crazy about it? They did the UV light and watch people put. I was watching a video.
I saw that video.
And the sunscreen
Makes
it put melanin on, make them dark.
Yeah,
so they
that,
was
yeah.
make them look black. I'm like, damn, that shit deep.
With the
That
camera
shit fucked me up. So
See, but us to be
It
straight.
goes to show you that there is no
You don't need
benefit at all to be born pale.
Well,
It is no benefit to it in any way whatsoever physically.
Aaron said it was like being half dead.
Yes.
That's
When
right.
he went in the mirror, he
Wait,
said, "Why would she be like one that's born half dead?"
that shit crazy.
That's right.
It says, and the bold, not in the truth, because there is no truth in them.
Zero.
When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. This is Esau Edom. He the father of lies. He got a script.
Bring it out,
trying to
brother.
bring this out.
Yeah, emergency.
Bring it out, brother.
Micah 6:12. This ties everything into one. The rich man, the violence, the blood. This is Micah 6:12. For the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouths. This is Esau in totality, man. Violent, speaking with a forked tongue.
All right. Truth breaker, covenant breaker.
Right.
This dude is not honorable, man.
Right, brother.
You
500 plus treaties were made with the Gadites,
It broke
and they broke every one of them.
That shit, you ain't get America by a fair fight, nigga. It wasn't a fair fight. You know, I mean, the Lord gave it to you, of course, but your tactics was
treacherous.
Was
treacherous.
fucked up.
Murderous.
He gave it to him how the Lord said he was going to get it.
Murderous and
Lies,
treacherous.
sword.
He lived by the sword. He used tactics. No, I did a lesson on that prime America Primeval series, and it focused on the extermination of Gad out west in the Plains states by specifically the Mormons, but you know the other Christians did it too, because I actually did a lesson years ago about the same thing that happened with some Christians in Colorado, but this one was I think these were in the plains of Utah and that whole area when they were fighting the Pawnee and the Shoshone and the Shoshone, but it just goes to show you the hypocrisy of Christianism, of Catholicism, all right, of Mormonism, of Judaism, all right, all those isms, the hypocrisy of them, because the Mormons write in their own book that they know that the natives are Israelites, all right. They tell you in the Book of Mormon that they became dark because they were evil, and that was a curse that they were going to be. That curse is going to be removed from them one day. No, well, yeah, when you start lighting them up and started calling white people natives, all right. But the point is, though, is that they were aware that these people were Israelites, and they continued to murder, rape, to basically Micah 2:1 them, right? That's what they did, right? And they were very well aware.
No, I was gonna say, even him coming to the woman, which when the serpent came to the woman and she made that pact, what ended up happening later? Eve ended up, she ended up birthing Cain, the fucking devil, man. What ended up happening? The same shit. He came back to the woman. So then it showed you that Eve is part of that bullshit because she made that pact back then and still in that cahoots to this day, man.
Yeah, she's into, and here's the flip side of the coin is that Esau's starting to reject her ass. Right? So to this point, Esau don't even really want to afford bed rent anymore. Maybe low level Edomites, you know, they still want to get their ghetto gag on. But the point is that the majority, what they don't realize is that the average white man, you know, a pale man, Edomite male, that's they look at them as that and nothing else. Right? They're right. You gonna like, man, you gonna be the ghetto gagger for me and my homies.
Well, Esau is now saying fuck E too. He's only dealing with the upper echelon now. This is now everybody's resorting to their kind. If you're not of the elite, you're not going to be part of the elite. If you're part of one of them, you're part of one of them. Everybody's the dividing lines.
Egyptian versus Egyptian.
Yeah, Egyptian versus Egyptian.
That's why these broke ass Edomites are talking about us and we. All of a sudden, talking to Jake. Like, we got to stand together. Now all of a sudden, you brother. Right. But this, this is Micah 2:1. And it reads, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil. And that's the Edomite family, right? From which ye shall not remove your necks. Perfect. Neither shall you go haughtily, for the time is evil. And the water Yahweh. I mean, you know, it was some Jakes that got caught up in them fires in LA, but the majority of the people that lost their homes were Edomites and many well-to-do. So that's how you know Hollywood is done. Right. Did everybody see the video of James Woods crying? He was laughing about the Palestinian genocide, but he was crying about his house though.
And a lot of them got their policies canceled.
They ain't got no insurance. And what was the last blockbuster hit James Woods been in? So you know, So anyway, it said, let me finish it, brother. It says, and in that day one shall take up a parable against you and lament with the doleful lamentation and say, we be utterly spoiled. And that's what these Edomites are saying now. All right. He hath changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away, he have divided our fields, man. So they divided up all our shit, our fields, changed the names and shit, moved in, took the better parts, pushed you off on the reservation, pushed you off into the ghetto, all right, and lived deliciously off of our pain and suffering, man. All right. And then, and to add insult to more injury, he created laws that kept us under his boot, under subjection, man. And murdered us freely and then counted themselves not guilty. Somebody get that real quick in Zechariah.
Feed you poison.
Right. Broke up your family.
Your grocery store is fucking 5 miles away. Ain't no fucking food. It's all fucking food shit. You got fucking taffy grapes with caramel and on it. That's just the sharks on every other corner. I don't eat them. My wife eat them. I be looking at the front.
Jay think that acidic.
I eat one, and that's it.
They sound like me.
Yeah.
Get a little taste, and then you don't take that.
Jay eat takeout, think that shit going.
Yeah, you know, you got Chinese food, and then you got to think when you go into Ishmael and the sharks, right? Ishmael don't eat that shit.
No,
man.
he do not.
Ishmael, you go west to past Cicero. Hey, they be packed in the motherfucking shawarma spots, man.
Hey, up north, it's one I go to on Foster. I go up there all the time, man. It's a Lebanese spot, man. That shit is, man. It's a spot on Foster, man. Matter of fact, that's where I tried to take y'all at when we were leaving, you know, the dojo, and when it was closed because you know. But yeah, because normally I'm like, damn, Ishmael will close. They never close on.
Take me there.
But yeah, it's a spot up there, man. And that food and the main people that eat in that spot, when I go in there, Edomites. It'd be Edomites. It'd be either Ishmael coming there and eat too. Because it's two. It's one across the street. Sometimes I go to them too, but they're a little bit more expensive. But they're Palestinian. But the Lebanese spot, man,
That's like
and it's cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, I was doing when I first. It's a spot I go to about my job. He said, "Yeah, you can eat this. You can eat this all day because it's healthy.
It's healthy."
He said, "Our food is not. We make everything in house. The pita, everything." He said, "You can eat this as much as you want. It's healthy."
They make that roti.
Yeah,
real thin bread like
pizza,
like element.
Yeah, they say
roti.
That shit. You know, you get me, and they take care of me. You know, they put them, you know, they make it. Even if I do a dash, they know it's me. You know, and they make it how I like it.
Hey Benji, you remember the joint where the Arab joint where they had the corned beef that was that you got for Yak with that one joint? The Arab joint, he'll know, he remember. But they got the whole lamb. They got a whole lamb already skinned and everything, just sealed on hooks.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, they'll have those Arabs. Like I remember going up top, and then the apostles like, man, if you really want some good food, go to East Indian joints, go to their halal stores with that normally their people go to only because they'll bring in stuff overseas.
Yeah,
that's not convoluted.
Yes.
Like American shit is convoluted.
Absolutely. That's one of the reasons why I go to the spot on Foster, man, for that very reason, because they're bringing in food because they own people coming in, and so they sit down and they eat their own food. They sit down and eat. That's how you know. I've never seen any Edomites, any Ishmaelite sit down to sharks and eat their own food. Never. Because they even the chicken, because they frying the chicken in the same thing they fry the catfish and the shrimp in, and they don't eat that shit.
No, they got a bag of rice from their wife that they cooked at home. You know what I'm saying? Rice and the Mediterranean stuff that they cook. You know what I'm saying? They'll have that at for their lunch
while they at the work.
While they at work with a bunch of food.
Hey,
they
what's
give
crazy? Right here on 111 is a grocery store. I went in that bitch. I got pissed off. I said, man, ain't y'all motherfucking Ishmael in here? Y'all selling pork, all type of shit. I went off. But right here, up the street. This shit was crazy. I'm like, man, this
because they know who you are. They're part of that crafty council, man. So Ishmael gonna wear that ass whooping too when they come.
It's a halal spot, right? Like real far, like a little past Harlem, and you see them eating their own food.
Because that's basically where Ishmael lives.
That's where they at.
And they eat their own fucking.
The South Side was anyway.
Yeah.
That's mostly where.
That's why we go to Baba Saj over there. We go to Baba Saj. It's a couple different spots because there's nothing but it's Ishmael over there at the joint, so you know that they're feeling better because it's still fucked up. The Lord said you don't eat your bread defiled. I don't give a fuck where you are. The shit defiled versus what it would be if the Lord was ruling. Because the shit with the chemtrails, all this shit comes down to the ground. I don't care. I grow organic in the backyard, but as soon as the rain comes on it, it's already defiled.
Yeah, I just watched a video where they put a camera on Pringles. Brothers don't eat Pringles.
Damn.
You don't eat fucking
It says potato crisp.
Man, it's no potatoes in Pringles at all. And it's no potato in it at all. And they put it under the microscope. And then got nothing but shit. Everything on it is a fucking alive, man. Yeah. And they were scraping the bugs off, and then just put that on.
Make it seasoning.
And I was like, man. So yeah, don't fuck with them Pringles, man. You be eating fucking bugs the whole time. Man.
Yeah, Pringles sound being good. Yes.
I'm gonna stick to my.
Jake got a scripture, man.
Bring it out, brother.
The scripture called for this is Zechariah 11:4. Thus said the Lord, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Right. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. And their own shepherds pity them not.
The water, brother, and then the shepherds of our own, because many of our shepherds, sell out. A lot of them today, there will be the majority of them 501c3 and them it's Yisrael. Anytime you see Yisrael, right? And then them J brews and those ones who so ignorantly think that there's two sets of white people. They're tweaking, man. Right. The Japhet is right. So all the other white people is Japhet, and only the fake Jews is Edom. That's what they believe, man. And that's complete. It's complete madness. It's not backed up by the scriptures, man. And all over the whole Gomer thing, and Gomer's not in this land anymore. All right.
Just like the Egyptians not in their land.
Exactly.
What y'all get?
I don't understand what's the difficulty. The land of Egypt is full of Arabs and Edomites.
When you look at the pottery of ancient Manoah,
come on, bro.
All right, ancient Greece, those were dark-skinned Japhites. Yeah. All right, weird ass pottery, black as hell. That's your Samoans.
No long ass hair. Yeah.
Picts. That's what they were later called the Picts. Because what did all them Samoans and Hawaiians do? They cover them themselves and all them crazy tattoos, man.
The Maoris, yeah, the Maori niggas, all that shit, yeah.
Tongans, yeah. Exactly, man. It's just I don't understand why it's so difficult to understand that because what they do is they exactly, but what they do is they prescribe to Edomite superiority, which is all complete and total lies.
Yeah.
Right, and they don't acknowledge they don't acknowledge migrations. They don't acknowledge migration patterns in history. All right.
Wow.
They simply don't, and that Japhet was driven out of his land by Alexander. All right. And there's historical accounted. The most important one is the one in the Bible. But then you also have secular history and within encyclopedias, Britannica, and things of that nature that line up with exactly what the Apocrypha tells you.
Yeah, even in Greece, if you go to Greece right now, you'll see Edom, you'll see, of course, Jacob stuff, but what I mean is you'll see the Edomite Greeks, and then you will see these darker skinned Greeks. You will see, you will still see that today. You're like, well, what the fuck are these?
Exactly.
What type of Greek are you? Well, that's
exactly.
That's more like a real Grecian. A real Greek.
They be drawing their hair like their hair is today too.
Yeah.
Long silky shit. Should be in their pictures too.
Well, I had some even better ones.
Yeah, I was going through the list. It's a ton. If you go through those, especially after Pompeii and all that, you get a whole bunch of pictures of the Minoans before they were pushed the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? And you see them, and that's why Esau wants to get rid of the artifacts. That's why they break off the noses. That's why they break off the lips.
Well, that's what ISIS does.
Yeah.
Every time ISIS conquers and destroys another one of those Western Asian nations, like what they're doing in Libya, what they did in Iraq and all those places, they go into the museums and they destroy the artifacts because the artifacts show you it show you the artifacts of the time period of Greece and Rome, and it's showing you people that lived in different parts of Eurasia that was conquered in different parts. It's showing you that they were people of color. All right, and that's the issue. So ISIS, the Israeli secret intelligence service, because that's what the Israeli dude said from the Mossad. That's what he called it. But so you got these Israelis that dress up like Ishmael, like Arabs, with big beards. They grow their beards out and wear the rags and all that stuff, and people just assume that they're Ishmael, and they're not. Right, and then they go and they try to destroy the evidence. And that's what they do. And I've actually seen images of them destroying artifacts from and who goes into a museum and destroy shit? People go in the museum to take shit. It's worth millions. It's worth money.
It's a movie, it's a movie based on I think it was World War I, where they was going and taking all of the pictures and stuff and they were stealing them for the
there's a comedy special with a comedy special with Richard Pryor.
Yeah,
when he went inside and they just locked his ass inside.
Yeah. Well, the rush. I have some images. The brother over in Ricard Kwan, the brother over in the London camp. Yeah. He brought out this video, and I took screenshots of it. It was just so heavy, man. But it was screenshots of Jewish Russian soldiers.
Beautiful.
Leaving that were destroying churches that were full of dark images of the Lord, that went back to the 13th century, the 12th century. They were right, and all these. So you saw these Jewish soldiers walking out with 7 candle menorahs. Yeah. It's not 9. It doesn't say in the midst of the 9 candlesticks. It says in the midst of the 7 candlesticks. Right. So when you see people like Vocab Malone putting up videos with Hebrews and a 9. A 9-stick menorah that you already know that's some Asian activity. All right. But we get back to the video. In that video, Deuteronomy 33:29. But in that video, it showed all these Jewish Russian soldiers leaving out of these churches, carrying all these artifacts of a black Madonna, a black, Yahushai, for brown, dark, complected images of saints and stuff. So why is that? They were trying to, but guess what? They weren't destroying. They were taking this shit because they know that it's going to be worth money. So a lot of these artifacts, like the ones that Putin brought out, you know, when he opened up them vaults, a lot of these wealthy people are sitting on that shit. They holding that shit, man. So they're very well aware, man.
Did you want to play some of the videos?
We kind of talked about it. We didn't really barbecue shop, bro.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 29. It says, Happy art thou, O Israel. Who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency? And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places.
Now, you got to understand, just speaking the truth is literally standing on the neck of Esau. He don't like it. It's just speaking the truth because, you know, we live in a society that is 100% built and based upon fraudulent history, lies, whitewashed history, right? And you know, and I guess it's like a video that I did the other day where this Edomite said it. You know, I wish I could find it. It might have been on TikTok, man. You know, but nevertheless, he said that the reason why Edomites have such a hard time facing the truth, because what that means is they have to admit that their father was a racist liar, that their mother endorsed racist lies, that their grandmother and their grandfather, their aunts and uncles, that their teachers, that their pastors, the elders in their churches, you know, they have to admit that they were lied to purposely, which is why they you know, they don't like critical race historical facts. I will not call it theory. You can't take a historical fact and then, you know, and then make it theory. You make it theory if it's taught in the school because it's shameful to little Tommy's coming home ashamed of being white, which is some made up shit anyway. Because he's being told by his teachers and his classmates that his forefathers were colonizers. Well, they fucking weren't. All right, that's how you got. That's why you live the way you live. All right, and then you have and then everything that you accuse people of color of is how white people got above. Nothing but subsidies from the government, loans and things, grants that they never had to pay back, homes, property, and land that was just given to them, opportunities that was just given to them, and while the people who worked and built the place up for fucking free, all right, were left out of that loop for forever, all the way up until about 1964. And then even when 1964 happened, they still weren't really a part of it. And then you get mad at something as simple as affirmative action, as if that makes a difference in 400 fucking years of man, get the fuck out of here, man.
And to be honest, realistically speaking, the black counterpart is more qualified for the job any fucking way.
Right.
All right. And everybody fucking knows that. Niggas didn't get no bailouts in 2008.
Come on,
Right.
All right. The big banks got the bailouts.
They didn't get fireman jobs either.
Right.
That was given to you crackers for generations, man.
That's right. Niggas don't receive billions every year like Israel, the state of Israel.
On the contrary, they was at some place in Africa trying to give billions to niggas in America. Yeah, Gaddafi and America blocked it.
Yeah. Well, they killed them. Exactly.
Because they want
How Gaddafi do it?
They demonized it. Right. Yeah. Matter of fact, it was said that Libya at that time was the best country to live in.
Yeah.
That you got free college, free education. If you got married, you got a house. You got it right. You got a car. And they said if you wanted to go to school abroad to get an education, the government paid for it. They did that for their people, man.
To do the water pipeline.
And what was he trying to do? Gaddafi was trying to because they were trying to call him the king of Africa. Because he was trying to take all the African nations and make their own currency to deal with. Basically, he was trying to be autonomous. He wasn't trying to be the T word. He wasn't trying to start no wars. He was trying to create autonomous wealth for Ishmael and Ham. That's what he was doing. And Esau blew a gasket. Right, right. He blew a gasket. Put his face on every news channel and just told the lie over and over again that he was a T. And then they murdered his family, murdered him in the most fucked up way, murdered his sons.
Great, his son. This was years ago, before I came into the truth. Yeah, his son was like, the Libyan people will never accept NATO. We'll never accept the American. He said, the Libyan people are not a piece of cake. We are not a Mickey Mouse. You know?
Dude, now where he at now?
But with the truth.
When he said that?
Yeah.
Well, nevertheless, they killed him.
Where he at now?
Wow, y'all.
I got a precept for what you said the other night.
Bring it out.
Rock 41:6. The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. The children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake.
Yeah, and that's why they hate what they call critical race theory. No, I don't call it that. I call it critical race facts.
That's right.
All right, and you can't take factual history and make it theory because it makes little Tommy and little Bradford feel some kind of way, man.
Bernard.
All right.
Like you said, they don't want to be known as colonizers and teach their kids this, but it wasn't really called the states. It was called the 13 colonies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Colonized it.
Yeah.
Well, it was, but but flip side of that coin, though, is the colonies was really set up by Moors in the beginning. Esau took it over. So and those Moors were Jakes. That's why they were able to come over here. That's a whole other lesson right there. That's a deep historical lesson. But that's why Jake was able to come over here and get up with Gad and all that shit in the beginning because they knew that they were the same people. So yeah, that's a heavy lesson right there. All right, and then Esau came and took all that shit over. Right. That's the whole saying with what's his name? Because the first presidents were Jake. All right, and then what's his name? Washington saying, I cannot lie, I chopped down the cherry tree. And I didn't learn this until a couple years back, that the cherry tree was a symbol of the Moroccan flag, or the Moorish flag, not the Moroccan flag. But that was a part, yeah. So when he chopped down the cherry tree, basically, I chopped down them niggas. This our shit now. That's why Ben Franklin wrote that letter about how mad he was about, about the swarthy and tawniness of America. We need to make America white. We need to make America pale like us. And he talked about the swarthiness of Europe. Europe is the rest of the world. It was swarthy and tawny outside of Britain and America. And he wanted to keep America white. All right. Because he wanted because a lot of them people, because that'll be a long because a lot of those people, what you call and even Apostle Tahars talked about this, the Huguenots. They were Huguenots, and those were the Israelites that left Portugal and Spain. When they left when they were taken out of power, the ones that didn't get sold into slavery, and the ones who were wealthy that stayed, that kept them or something, they scattered throughout Europe, and then they came to America and they started calling themselves the Huguenots because that dude Paul Revere, the famous story, you always see him as a white man. Right. Paul Revere was one of the Huguenots, so he wasn't white at all. Yeah. So once again, whitewashed, false, fake, fraudulent history, and how these people have elevated themselves, man. All right, and they're a bunch of fucking liars, man. All right, we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. Any last scriptures? 2nd Ezra 6, 27, 28. Bible shot.
Second Ezra 15, 6.
This is 2nd Ezra 6, 28. 27. It says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome. And the truth which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared.
And that's what's happening, man. I mean, everything that we said, we have been trampling upon their high places. Because, like I said, when your whole mountain is a mountain of lies, truth is like a fire to ice. Eventually, ice is gonna melt.
That's right.
All right. Hey, so with that, you got one?
Yeah, I have this 2 Corinthians 10. I'm gonna start at 4, but the point is at 5. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High power of God, putting down strongholds,
Right.
casting down imaginations for every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High power of God, and bringing it into captivity, every thought to the obedience of Mashiach. And that scripture go perfect with this because it's taking them down, man. Everything is being exposed now. Ain't nothing hid no more. So now all of this shit that they tried to keep us enslaved under through this fucking hypocrisy, now you seeing the truth. And you can't hide it no more. You can't sweep it under the rug.
Yeah. Man. So Esau gonna be singing that song. They see fire. That fire's coming, man. Hey, so with that, we're gonna give all praises, all honor and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash,
Kwam Yasharala,
Kwam Yasharala,
Bob Ball.
Abba Ball. Turn those machines back on. Sell, Wilson. Sell.